It's Dan Wilson here, one of the editors at Tame Bay, doing my weekly video roundup, looking at all the big stories in marketplaces and e-commerce. Hope you're well and that sales are thriving. What's been going on? So one big story, which you might have seen in the press, which has been quite sensationalised, is that eBay and Amazon have been in front of the House of Commons Public Accounts Committee, the PAC, talking about VAT and whether or not they're doing enough to tackle sellers from overseas, who are often Chinese, and whether the powers that HMRC have been given are being used and whether they're playing fair. Chris wrote about that. I think it's very interesting that both eBay and Amazon have been called up here. It's interesting as well that for the first time ever, they've had to break out some sort of country-specific numbers on sellers and the like, which they don't normally do in their quarterly results. They just sort of keep it very vague. So those are interesting. Chris has written about those, which were in the committee hearing. The eBay contact details crackdown continues, and we had a very interesting case come into us over the weekend, where a seller who sells about 50k's worth of electronics and electrical goods a week has been sanctioned because a buyer wanted to know what sort of cable he should buy for his television. So, being a helpful seller, he asked the buyer to send a photo of the back of the television so he could judge. And anyway, the image was too big to go through my messages, so the buyer asked for an email address, and guess what? The bots were grind into action, and he got dinged. So the thing is here, and we're seeing it more and more, is not only should you just not send any contact details through my messages, but you can't even really be sending anything that vaguely resembles it. So be careful with @ signs and even just numbers that might look like phone numbers, because this is all an automated process. And if you have been affected, do drop us a note, because we want to keep abreast of what's going on here. Other thing, more eBay. Devin Venig, the eBay CEO and president, has recently given an interview about changes coming up at eBay, and some of it's very interesting. We've written about it. In particular, it looks like there's going to be big changes to search and the homepage, maybe coming very soon. In fact, maybe within the next sort of 6 weeks or so. We don't know whether that will come to the UK, because he might just have been talking about eBay.com in the US. But, you know, when things happen on eBay.com, they tend to come over. So keep them peeled for that. Lots of other stuff. The CWU, the Communications Workers Union, and their Deputy General Secretary, Terry Pullinger, really upping the ante with the rhetoric as the ballot of members goes ahead to try and get strike action. Pullinger said, rather than sort of do a bad deal regarding Royal Mail, he'd rather smash it to bits. Make of that what you will. And we've reached the end of our How to Sell on eBay video series, and we had the last one published just before the weekend, which looked at product identifiers. So maybe you want to have a look over those. Everyone should find something of use in them. So anyway, thanks very much, and thanks for watching Tame Bay TV.